Boy Scouts, considered as American as apple pie here, and certainly we know in the changing debate as it relates to American attitudes towards homosexuality, they were a group that kind of drew a line in the sand that homosexuals, whether leading the troop here or even being members, were a line they weren't willing to cross. But it seems as even that group here is on the verge of welcoming gays into their ranks, Andrew, and it's amazing to me the velocity on this issue, how fast things are changing. And also the width and breadth of the different kinds of these stories we've had to report on, how many different kinds of organizations. We've seen a sea change in the past decade when it comes to the public's perception of gay Americans. 9 states now allow same-sex marriage. Don't Ask, Don't Tell is over. Even President Obama mentioned gay rights during his second inaugural speech. Will the Boy Scouts of America soon allow openly gay members as well? Could happen as early as next week.
It's an American institution more than 100 years old, the Boy Scouts of America, but it hasn't been open to everyone. That could soon change as the iconic institution considers a policy shift that would lift the ban on gay scout leaders and gay scouts themselves. Some troop leaders and scouts are gay, they just hide their sexuality. In this YouTube video, Derek Nance, a former Eagle Scout program director, came out to his scouting friends.
I've served 10 years on the Mattabee Summer Camp branch staff, and I am gay.
For decades, if a scout revealed he was gay, he'd be kicked out. Ryan Anderson wanted to become an Eagle Scout after starting as a Cub, but even after earning the required 21 merit badges, he was denied. His father welcomes the change.
It's about time. You know, one of the points of the Scout law is that you have to be honest and you have to be trustworthy, and these kids have not been allowed to do that.
Jennifer Terrell became a den mother when her son wanted to be a Scout, but she was fired because she's a lesbian. With help from the Gay and Lesbian Alliance Against Defamation, Jennifer started a petition on the website change.org calling for an end to the Boy Scouts' ban on gays.
I feel like maybe just from this one petition we started a firestorm of equality, and I'm excited about it.
The proposal the Boy Scouts of America is considering would give different groups that sponsor Scout troops the power to decide whether to continue the ban on gays.
Some Christian conservative groups are enraged. Family Research Council President Tony Perkins called the Boy Scouts' potential shift a, quote, serious mistake. Big shocker on that one, Rich.
When I heard this story, so I'll ask you first, do you get this sense that there's such an inevitability with gay rights that it's when, not if, you know, 5-10 years from now, there's going to be basically no barriers to equality for gay rights that, you know, I mean, don't ask, don't tell. Oh, that went away. Gay marriage, gay elected officials here. It's not even something where you have to, you know, be careful how you test it. I don't want to get too far ahead of myself, but you get the sense that it's when, not if. This thing just totally is a non-issue in this country.
Definitely. To me, it's inconceivable to think that an institution would not allow someone to be a member of it because he's gay or, you know, lesbian. It's just completely ridiculous to think in those terms. I think everybody should be welcome. It's as an issue of race. If they wouldn't allow an African American or a Latino, it's completely ridiculous. I wouldn't want to be part of an institution that doesn't allow gays to be part of it or any other groups.
I think there's a note of caution to be struck here, because I think you're right about the legal access, but I think there are many institutions that many people will stay members of that will not change, mainly religious institutions. And you can, in the 3 great faiths in America, the Orthodox Jewish community is not going to change. The Roman Catholic Church is not going to change, and the strong views in the Protestant Latino community, which is
well, I disagree with you because I'm Catholic and I go to church sometimes. And the Catholic Church, actually, even though in theory they don't allow and they don't welcome gays, there are some priests that they will welcome gay couples and they will be very open to that. Of course, the doctrine is against it, and you may say all Catholics then should be against gays.
No. I don't interfere in anybody's religious views. All I'm saying is that the institutions, which is the point I think you made, that you wouldn't want to join an institution that did not welcome them. Individuals will have different views, but institutionally, since there is a religious component to this, I think it's going to be slower and more difficult.
But don't you think it's become politically unpopular to be intolerant of someone's sexuality.
Not everywhere.
Other than tiny pockets in this country.
Well, but that's the same thing that happened with Jim Crow laws and the push for equal rights. I mean, you may have different rules that apply for different people in different parts of this country. That's my concern.
And you use the word intolerance, you're right. If you use it as a religious definition, you know, we give religious institutions great leeway here. We should. I just think that the optimism is true for political institutions, but it may not be true for many, many social institutions.
But look, in this country, there are groups that will not allow women too.
Yeah,
there are golf clubs that if you're a woman, I cannot be a member. So, you know, it's going to continue.